What is going on, Marissa, the Fight Culture? Today, I am joined by Zach Bourassa, looking to make a statement here on Saturday, January 11th at 209 Beatdown 24 as he looks to take the amateur bantamweight title against Shui Hao Li. Again, as we said, a really good fight. Zach, it is the top of fight week. How you feeling?
I feel good. I'm ready. It's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be like I think it's really high level for amateur. Honestly think it's like a pro level fight in my opinion. He's a really good fighter. He's got a lot of experience from a good team. So I'm excited to test myself against him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are on a two-fight win streak, uh, looking good in there. What was the switch you think that changed it around? I know you're active in Muay Thai. I know you're out here training with a lot of different people. So what was the switch? What truly changed the trajectory of your career?
Honestly, like it was a lot for sure. I mean, I started off with a pretty bad record. I started off 0-3, then to 1-4, and it wasn't like anything like I've always been with a good team. I've had good training partners. I think just more so kind of just taking things into control for myself and like doing what's best for me, like whether it's like not getting hard sparring on certain, just kind of, and then also just being in control of like what when I'm gonna fight, who I'm fighting. Like I kind of want to be able to, and luckily my team is okay with that. And I've been training with Modesto Power still, and then I've added Central Valley MMA to this camp and boxing, getting a lot of boxing sparring. But honestly, just I don't know. I just my goal for 2024 was to be like really active in fighting, and so I took as much fight. I started fighting Muay Thai, where there was Muay Thai. I'm not even really a Muay Thai. I don't train Muay Thai a lot, but I love striking. I love throwing hands, so I took some Muay Thai fights, and then I kind of found my confidence in those Muay Thai fights that I was able to like trade with some higher level people sometimes, and then just knowing that like if I land any of these with 4 ounce gloves, like nobody's eating these. So I kind of found my confidence, and then went back to MMA from there, and then yeah, I've been on a 2 fight streak since then.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that your power has definitely translated from those Muay Thai, probably big old gloves you might have been using. Because I know the rules around here. You probably have probably 12 or 16s on, depending on the kind of fight.
Yeah,
And then you transition over back to those 4 ounces, and
mhm,
and it definitely showed. So
yeah.
your last two fights, TKO, KOs, and you know how do you feel going into this fight knowing that you have and carry that kind of power? Because I know I think you were at a little bit of a bigger weight, 138, I believe was your last fight.
My last I weighed in at 148, but the fight was a catch weight 150. Um, we I think we both didn't even like cut any weight though, cause I don't think he cuts weight. I could tell because like he doesn't look like he's 150, but I was like, okay, 150, I'll do it. I don't got to cut any weight. So yeah, that's probably another big thing too that has helped me in life, is not having to worry about cutting weight, and then just it was awesome. But
Right.
yeah, 150 was my last fight.
Yeah, so do you feel, carrying you'll be able to carry that power back down to 135 coming into this fight? Because I mean that is a big difference, and I have seen, with your career you've definitely pretty much taken fights where they come and
Yeah.
whatever weight I think you're just down,
Mhm.
which is really cool to see. It's rare to see that in the amateurs. So that approach is really awesome and I commend you for that. But do you feel like that power is really going to translate going down to 35?
Yeah, I think so. I think more so though, like to be honest, I mean I remember looking at videos of myself warming. I would felt like I looked pretty slow kinda in my last fight, especially warming up. I was like, wow, I'm so slow. So I'm kind of excited about my speed coming back down like to 35. I've gained a lot of weight. I started off fighting at 25. I was skinny as hell. Like I don't know, it was crazy. But I finally put on some weight, and then I put on a little bit too much. And but I was like, okay, screw it. I'm having fun. I'm taking fights at whatever weight I can. And now I kind of like I'm hoping to go pro soon, so I want to kind of start slimming down and getting my body accommodated to that. So yeah, the
Absolutely.
power I think will, but I'm more so excited about being fast again and being able to move as fast as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I definitely like the way you have approached your amateur career because especially in this area, you see with big gyms, like people even in the amateurs are taking fights that will sort of quote unquote benefit them. But
Mhm.
you are truly embracing the amateurs and finding where your true weight is, especially when you go pro and taking fights that are just going to challenge you. And you're taking, in my opinion, and probably a lot of people's opinion, is taking the correct approach when it comes to amateurs and not worrying about a damn record, but putting on a
Yeah.
show and finding where you're comfortable. So I'm excited to hear that you are looking to go pro soon because I think you'll do very well there, especially gaining the experience you've gained with Muay Thai and MMA. But let's
Mhm.
get into this fight specifically a little bit more. Shui Hao Lee coming out of Omni Movement and Pleasanton Jiu Jitsu, Guerrilla Jiu Jitsu. So what do you know more about your opponent? I'm sure he's fought on the same cards as you in the past. What have you seen from him, and how are you going to approach this?
Yeah, he fought on the same card as me a couple of months ago. I think it was his only fight in the United States, but he has a lot of fights in Taiwan. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was the next fight after, so I was kind of just I was locked in, you know. But I actually was there. There was a couple people who like I had expected to fight because I wanted to fight for a belt. This upcoming fight for sure. I was expecting to fight at 45. I got offered this at 35. So one of the people who I was expecting was the guy that he had fought, Humberton. I wouldn't have been surprised if they offered me him. Um, so I was watching his fights a lot, which my opponent happened to be in one of those. Not knowing I would have ended up finding him. So I kind of watched his fights already, but I was more studying the other guy. But other than that, I mean, since then I've found all like pretty much all of his fights, which are kind of hard to find. But I always find stuff on my opponents, no matter what. But yeah, he's really good. He's really solid everywhere. Well rounded, which is like that's what I'm looking for. I know he's from a good team. I know Kai Wu is a good coach. I've had a coach who's fought against Kai Wu before for the 209 Beatdown a long time ago, so I've already kind of been familiar with him. Just all those fighters I've kind of had my eye on and have been watching him. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like you said, he's a good all-around fighter. But I mean, in my opinion, so are you. You have a ground game as well. And it's funny though, when you get taken down, you look to get back up. And I know that's just
Mhm.
coming from the passion of being a striker as you are.
Yeah,
And I think you probably remember the press conference we had before an event probably about 4 months ago. I mentioned you just being around in the circuit and being very
yeah,
well known in the area for doing both Muay Thai and MMA and just being an all action, you know, powerful fighter. And so definitely no bias here, I guess. But I'm very excited to see you finally get this title shot and be able to show
yeah.
what you do. So, yeah, definitely well earned. So, you walk in there on Saturday night, you do what you got to do, you get that victory. What do you look to do next? Do you want to get back in there as soon as possible? Do you look to move to that pro career? What do you have your sights set on?
Yeah, I mean, well, for one, it all depends on my performance on Saturday, but I definitely do want to make that. I'm 24 now, so like, I mean, my goal is to go to the UFC, all that. So like, I know the time's ticking. You know what I mean? So as much as I'd love to stick around and fight all the best people at amateur, I know soon. Hopefully, at some point this year, I want to go pro. So I don't know. We'll kind of see from after this fight where I want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So fans watching on YouTube, fans that are going to be in the seats, what should they expect to see from you going into this fight, into this cage on Saturday?
I think just a high level fight. I always love throwing hands, but I'm ready for wherever the fight goes. I have a feeling he's probably going to shoot a takedown in there. We'll see. But he's a good striker too, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a very high level fight. So I'm always looking to put on a show. Obviously, I'm going to get that dub is what I'm planning on. So yeah, just high level stuff is what I can say best. I think it's going to be a treat if you're a real MMA fan. Like this is going to be a treat for the people that love MMA.
Yes, yes. I agree. I agree. I think this is already on my list for a potential fight of the night. What a cool way to end the night with three titles on the line and you
Yeah,
guys in there. Very high level, very good gyms. I know Ryan Tobar as well. He's probably helping you out there over there at Central Valley
yeah.
MMA. So really, really cool to see this. So Zach, where can everybody get tickets? Where can they follow you and where can they watch this fight?
My Instagram is just my name, Zachariah Bourassa, and then I mean, if you want tickets, you can just hit me up on there, or you can put in my link on the 29. I don't even know what my link is right now. I'm mostly focusing on selling hard copy tickets, but yeah, just get at me on there, and I can get all the info to you.
Awesome. All right. All right, Zach. We will see you on Saturday. Zachariah Barasa fighting for the 209 Beatdown Amateur Bantamweight title January 11th, this Saturday, Stockton, California. Don't miss it. Zach, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.